Hi, my name is Heather McGowan. I want to talk to you about how AI is going to change the future work and life. I have another one that's specifically on the future work. So if you're more interested in that, go back to that clip. Some questions we will answer. What is the age of intelligence? What can we learn from the creation of fire? What does ice, water, and vapor have to do with the future work and life? By this talk, you'll understand why we're moving from efficiency to experience. So this model I learned from my friend Tom Friedman and his colleague Craig Mundy. This visual might be helpful. The age of tools, the age of information, and now the age of intelligence. These three ages span about 200, 300 years of human history. But when you really break it down, the age of tools was almost the entire 300,000 years. The age of information has been about less than 600 years, and the age of intelligence has been barely 18 years. Now, an analog that they use is water. So the age of tools is like ice. Water droplets might slowly drip off ice, and that's kind of how information and ideas moved around the world, very slowly. That's how it happened in the age of tools. The age of information is more like a gushing river, rapid flow of ideas, information, and people. What we're moving into now is the age of vapor. Vapor can get into anything. It's pervasive. It's a pervasive flow of intelligence into everything. Your artificial hip, your light bulb, your car, implanted things in our body, in our jewelry, in our watches, everything. Now let's talk about fire as an analog. What most people get about fire is that it provided warmth and light, it kept us warm, and it provided protection. And we could cook our food. But what they don't really understand was that fire changed the shape of our brain. This is your brain on fire. Fire increased our brain size. Because we could consume more calories, we had less to go to digestive energy. We had more calories for brain development. In terms of skills and learning, because we could sleep by the fire and we could have more REM sleep, it allowed our restorative things to our brain. We were safer at night and we had better procedural memory. What did this do to our social cognition? Time by the fire allowed us to tell stories, act creatively, form community, and come up with strategies. Now, in creativity and planning, allowed us more working memory, allowed us to make multi-step planning, and more casual speculation. Now let's look at the cognitive impacts of the things we've already outsourced. Phone numbers. If I gave you your phone and I wiped out your contact list, how many people could you call? I can call my childhood home phone number and my spouse. That's about it. Neither of those things are often useful, since my parents sold that house 20 years ago. But what this has done is that it freed our memory for abstraction, but we do run the risk of what's called digital dementia. Now, how many of you get in the car, pull out your random atlas and figure out where you're going, or stop at a gas station, unfold one of those maps? We don't do that anymore. We use our GPS on our phones. This has given us a decline in spatial memory and a decrease in cognitive mapping. There's some real concerns that our overuse on GPS may lead to an increase in dementia. So if you're good at directions, which I'm not, put your GPS away and find a new way home. Find new ways home, because that's how you create new neural pathways in your brain. Because we've got a phone in our pocket now for more than a decade, we've made a change in our mental strategies. We don't have to figure things out, we can look them up. And while that's good in some ways, it's led us to a lot of sort of surface level problem solving. Let's look at three core ways that AI is going to change our lives. We're going to move from episodic care, like going to the doctors when something hurts, to continuous awareness, being told something's wrong before we actually feel it. We're going to go from decision fatigue to supported choices and some nudges towards better behavior. Overall, we're moving from efficiency to experience. If you found this video helpful, go ahead and click on the link below to my next video, Will Machines Replace Humans in the Future? I'm Heather McGowan. Thanks.